I should never have taken that job. One night. One hotel. One room that wasn't on any floor plan. I checked out. The guest in room 407 never did. The Blackwell Hotel had been closed for 11 years when they hired me to do the overnight security check. Just me, a flashlight, a radio that kept cutting out, and a building that felt like it was breathing. It was November, 2 a.m., the kind of cold that gets inside your bones and stays there. I had done dozens of these jobs. Empty buildings, abandoned warehouses, old hospitals. Nothing ever bothered me. The Blackwell bothered me. The moment I pushed through the heavy front doors, the smell hit me first. Lavender and something underneath it. Something older. Like pennies. Like iron. Like blood trying to hide. Stop it, I told myself. Just walk the floors. Sign the sheet. Go home. The lobby was grand once. You could still see it. Marble floors cracked down the middle. A chandelier hanging by what looked like habit rather than cable. Gold wallpaper peeling back from the walls like skin. I started on the ground floor, checked every room, every closet, every bathroom, nothing. Second floor, third floor, same. I was almost relaxed by the time I reached the fourth floor. The elevator doors opened, and the temperature dropped so suddenly I actually gasped. My breath came out in a cloud. The fourth floor hallway stretched ahead of me, identical doors on both sides. 401, 402, 403, 404, 405, 406. 1, I stopped. I counted again. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Room 407 was missing from the number sequence, but the space between 406 and 408 was too wide. Much too wide. There was a door there. I could see the outline of it. The faint rectangular shape in the wallpaper. Painted over. Sealed. Like someone had tried very hard to make it disappear. Like someone needed people to keep walking. My radio crackled. Unit 4, check in. All clear, I said automatically. Then, hey, the fourth floor. Is there a room 407? Static. Hello? Nothing. I stood in front of the painted-over door for a long time. I should have kept walking. Instead, I pressed my hand flat against it. It was warm, in a building with no heating, on a floor cold enough to see my breath. The door was warm, and from somewhere behind it, I heard something that made every hair on my body stand up. Humming. A woman's voice. Low and tuneless. The kind of sound someone makes when they are completely alone and don't know anyone can hear them. Hello? My voice came out smaller than I intended. The humming stopped. Silence so complete it rang. Then a sound I will never forget for as long as I live. Slow, deliberate knocking from the inside. 3 knocks. Pause. 3 knocks. Pause. Like someone who had been knocking for a very long time. Like someone who had learned to be patient. Is someone in there? I said. I'm security. If you can hear me, I'm going to get help. The knocking stopped. A voice came through the door, directly in front of my face, so close she must have been pressed against the other side. You can see it too, she whispered. See what? I said. The door, she said. Most people walk right past. They can't see it at all. My hand was still on the wood, still warm, getting warmer. How long have you been in there? I asked. A pause that lasted too long. What year is it? She asked. Something cold moved through me that had nothing to do with temperature. I told her the year. She made a sound I cannot describe. Not a scream, not a cry. Something between the two. Something that belonged to a person realizing something they cannot take back. I checked in, she said quietly, in 1987. I called the police, fire department, building management. They arrived within 20 minutes. They looked at me like I was losing my mind. There is no room 407, the building manager said flatly. There never was. This section of wall is load-bearing, solid concrete. Has been since the building was constructed. I heard her, I said. I heard knocking. He looked at me for a long moment. Then he pulled out his phone and showed me a photograph. A woman, young, dark hair, standing in front of the Blackwell Hotel, smiling at the camera. Sarah Voss, he said. She was a guest here in 1987, disappeared overnight. No trace ever found. Case went cold years ago. I stared at the photograph. That's not why I'm showing you this, he said quietly. He zoomed in on the background of the photograph. The 4th floor window, second from the end. A figure standing behind the glass, watching the street below, wearing the same jacket I was wearing tonight, with my face, standing in a room that didn't exist, looking out at a world I hadn't entered yet. I quit that night, drove home, locked every door, every window. I haven't worked a night shift since, but sometimes, late at night, when the house is completely quiet, I hear it. 3 knocks. Pause. 3 knocks. And a woman's voice asking what year it is. I never answer, because I'm terrified of what she might say next. The security guard that night, would you have opened that door? Tell me in the comments, because I need to know I'm not the only one who would have run.